expert, but it works for me, and if you want to follow, go ahead. Now, I'm going to show you on this epic butt sent to me by a good friend that makes baits, and he also paints them. Paints baits, jerk baits, swim baits, solid plastics, anything he makes. And anyways, let's get back to this. So you want to cut the straw at an angle. You do not want to go straight across. The reason for you want to have a sharp end. That way, whenever you have to push the straw across the bait, it actually makes it a little easier instead of like struggling. So to me, it kind of helps. It kind of pokes through the bait. But here, I'm gonna start from the belly and out through the nose. Some people start in through the nose and out through the belly, but here I'm doing in through the belly and out through the nose. So now, you just want to be careful. You don't want to rush this whole process. You can mess up the bait, you can mess up the whole rig, you can mess up the straw. Now, you just want to be careful and make sure that it comes out through the center of the nose if you started in through the center of the belly. But here you can see the straw is starting to come out through the nose, right in the center. So we're good on this. Now, all you gotta do is be careful and keep on pushing the straw until you have enough to have a piece. You don't need too much out on both ends, as long as you can cut a little piece with the scissors. But this is what I'm trying to stick it out some more, but it seems like it just doesn't want to go more. So it seems like that's all I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna cut a little bit. That's good enough. You don't need more than that. But you know what? Let me try it one more time. Sometimes the second time is the one, but it seems like not in this case. It's actually going pretty. It's actually stuck. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut right there. That's perfect. It doesn't move from there. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit. Now for this next step, make sure you do have an adult supervisor for that, because you are gonna go do a little bit of fire. You're gonna work with fire. Just all you want to do is burn a little bit of the tip of the straw. Now you don't want to do too much. Keep in mind, you can burn the bait, you can burn the straw. You don't want to do none of that. Just enough for it to like be melted and pushed back, and it creates like a cup, like a trim around the bait, and it kind of glues it onto. Now you don't want to do too much. You can burn the bait, you can burn the straw, and that's how it looks right in the center. And you want to cut the bottom part of the belly. I like to have a little bit of the straw exposed. Just my preference. Now, for this, and then this is how it's gonna look. You see, right in the center on the belly, and right in the center on the nose. Right there. So all you gotta do is pass your line through the nose and out through the belly. And some people like to tie a weight before the hook, but I'm good like that. I just like to do no weights. But this hook is actually for this bait, but I want to show you this. You see right there where you tie your line on that loop. I actually cut this treble wrong, but you want to have that loop. Let me show you here, like here. You want to have it flat on top like that. That way you have your two hooks whenever, flat on the bait. But I messed up. I cut the wrong one, but that's what you want to do. Now for this next one, I have a little bit of foil here. They sell these on Amazon, eBay. Just whatever foil, whatever colors you prefer. Now this is in case you don't want to buy hooks. Here I have an owner piece hook. Now if you don't want to buy the ones that come with the blade, you can do this. Or if you don't want to buy the screw lock blades, you can do this too. If you don't want to add no blade, no more weight to it, this is what I do. I just grab a little bit of the cut a strip of the wrap, and what I like to do is actually, just start wrapping it around the hook, just like this. And it's very simple. No rocket science, nothing hard. just like a little, you know, say, like you have a car and you bought some rims or a turbo, supercharger, whatever you want to call it. But that's it. Now you don't want to burn too much. If you do, you're gonna burn the wrap, the foil, and you're gonna make it like a little faded, and you're gonna remove the flash from it. And keep in mind that's why you're adding this, to add a little bit more flash. Now I have another piece that I cut. Now I'm gonna do the actual weight. I don't want to do a lot because of the angles that it has. I'm just gonna do part of the center. Now the reason for I don't want to have a lot of bubbles on that, so I'm just gonna do a little bit, and that should work. Now keep in mind you want to do this carefully. Take your time. And now this works for me. Like I said, some people like to add clear coat or glue, but it's up to you. I like to do it like that. When it falls off, I just add another piece. I had them in the water, and it actually the foil has stayed on there pretty good. So with that being said, that's good enough for me. You don't need the whole thing foiled. Now I do want to pass the lighter again. As you can see, it actually removes a little bit of the air bubbles in there. Now that's that, and that's half of the hook. Now I do want to add another piece, but I'm not sure. And if I do, I'll let you know right now. But you know what? Alright, let's go ahead and do the other piece. Now here, I just got a small strip. You don't need nothing big. All you're gonna do is one loop, so your strip is gonna be a little bit thicker. So let's just add it before I show you my other trick. Now, you just want to remove a little bit of the foil and bring it in. You don't need too much. Keep in mind some of this is going to go inside the bait. Now, you don't need too much. That's why I have a little bit. And just like that. All you gotta do now is cut it with the scissors. And you're actually gonna see how the lighter actually helps with the foil on this next one. But like I said, if you don't want to do this, it's just something I do. Don't treat it as this the right way. This is gonna work. You know, it pretty much works for me, and I'm sharing it with you. And hopefully it works for you guys. If it does, make sure you guys take a picture on one of my videos. I actually can do that. Now on this next step, I'm going to show you how I rig it with the screw lock owner piece. Now I know this hook is not for this bait. I need a bigger hook. I need a 12. But my two other hooks are already rigged, and I don't have more hooks for this bait, but I'm going to use this bait just because it has a hook slot, and it's going to be easier for me to show you this trick. So I know this hook is too small for it, but I'm going to turn this bait into a line throw anyway, so I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove the hook, and I'm actually going to bring out my straw through the top of where I'm going to make the hole right now. So this hook is actually not going to be on the bait. This screw lock is actually going to help me move the straw through. So here, you see how I have the hook and the straw right next to each other. So what I like to do, I actually like to push the straw through the bait. You just grab your hook. You grab the sharp part of the hook, and then you put it through the straw. straw for the smaller spin bait. As you can see right here, I'm gonna put the smaller one and throw the bigger one so you can see the size difference. But that's pretty much it. Hope you guys liked it. Now keep in mind, the sky's the limit. You can custom your baits as much as you want. Now, you can go through the top or you can go through the bottom. Now, before I leave, I want to show you guys this bait that I was sent, which is this white and black epic bud with some glitter. It has a rainbow glitter, but you see this rig straight out, right? But anyway,